god. This is a miracle, my friends. So we must go out. Let's go to the beach. Hi. But basically we are living in a hotel which is kind of weird, but it has its perks, and one of these, I'm not even sure if I know what perks mean. I think it means like advantages. Anyway, for me it means advantages, and one of these is that we are basically at 3 minutes walking distance from the beach, which is nice, and it's actually my favorite place in all Melbourne, this beach so far. It's 20 degrees, it's like absolutely something that doesn't happen so often. I think it never happened since when we came here. And today I thought that I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how is living here, the expectation versus reality, while enjoying this nice weather. And like, and after, I think I'm gonna get a coffee in a sea view cafe, because I didn't have a coffee out for so long. So let's catch up in a bit. I'm gonna find a quiet corner. I think that the beach today is gonna be so busy because it's hot and everyone wants to do what I'm doing. Yeah, catch up in a bit.
One day when you were young, your mother told you, little girl, you'll be carried by the wind, yeah, you will always find your way. But someday all of the leaves you stack so neatly, pile by pile, will be blown away with the wind, and you will wonder why you tried.
That's where we live. And down there you have CBD, which means Central Business District. They use it a lot in Australia to mean like actually the city center. And I'm just by the water here on these rocks. I'm a bit scared for snakes and stuff because now the temperature is rising, and Vincent told me that when it gets warmer the snakes come out. Anyway, so it's 20 degrees. I hope that this means that it's just the beginning of spring. If it does, I'm really happy because it's been so tough. It's been so cold in a way that I really didn't expect. Sorry if I look like this, but I have the sun straight in my face, and I think that it's better to look like this than having sunglasses. I mean, imagine that we were even wondering if buying or not like a thick jacket for winter, because that's how much we underestimated the Australian winter. We thought, oh, how long can it last? A few weeks. It's been months, guys. It's been so cold. If you think about it, we arrived to Melbourne at the beginning of July. Now we are at the end of September, and this is the first day that is 20 degrees. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how is this Australian life. So my idea, it was that being on a working holiday visa, we would have stayed in a place a few months, worked a bit, saved up a bit of money, move on to the next town, worked a bit, or city, or whatever. Working farms, Alright, so it looks like I need to fill up those gaps of wind, but the truth is that it takes pretty much quite some time before you find a job when you get to a new place. So basically the reality would have been to travel in a place, save up some money and use those money to survive the first weeks in the next place before finding a new job, save up some money and continue in this circle. But the truth is that me and Vincent, we didn't have like aim only to travel Australia. That's why on the video of the Australian working holiday visa, I suggest you to have your priorities straight in order to know how to experience your stay in Australia. Because our aim is actually to save up money to travel New Zealand and Japan as well. which makes it super hard for us to just drop a job and move to the next place. And basically I'm working again in retail, which is something that I really didn't want to do anymore. And not only I don't agree with the consumistic idea behind fast fashion, like I'm running clothes during the day non-stop, and people buy and try clothes like if they're going food shopping. And this is something that is so against my value. And not only that, but my working hours are horrendous. Sometimes I start at 7 in the morning, sometimes I finish at 10 o'clock at night. The transport to get there, it sucks. Melbourne transport sucks. Australian transport in general. I will have one direct bus that in half an hour will bring me there. The reality is that I need to leave home 1 hour and a half before starting work, because those buses are always late. Sometimes they don't show up at all. Yes, it's really, really hard, but luckily I will finish the work there in 1 month. It's just that we need to fight more to get things. And to be honest, even though I just complained about working so hard and so on, but in the moment that I'm gonna arrive to the point that I'm gonna travel again, I'm gonna appreciate it so much, because I fight it to get to that point. So our next travel is gonna be in November. We are going to the east coast, to Fraser Island and Whitsundays Island, which looks like a freaking tropical paradise. I'm so looking forward for it. And to do that trip is gonna be pretty expensive again. We spend over $1,000, so the money that I'm saving right now in this job that I'm doing is going straight there. And then when I'm gonna start work with the travel agency, I will start to save up for. I'm so scared of snakes. I'm sitting here and enjoying the weather, and this gives me so much positive energies and positive thoughts for the future. And also I'm from a city in Italy that is by the beach, so I always been used to just go by the pier whenever I had a little bit of time off. So now I'm gonna go and get a coffee, and while I'm gonna sit there I will write on my diary. I tell you what, it's so windy that I'm not even sure if you can hear me or anything, and I cannot manage to keep one page open. So now I'm gonna go to the cafe, I'm gonna write a bit on my diary, I'm gonna take a coffee, and then when I get back home I will show you a little bit this more, because I think it's so worth it. Let's go.
You will fall, but never deep. You'll be cold, not on your own. You will cry just for a while. But the day when you forgot and all but how I feel for you, I'll be far away from home, still waiting like I always do.
Wait, I'm at home. I'm gonna show you the diary, but first I need to have my daily avocado because I'm starving.
Sissy, listen. Oh, let's do math. It has been too long.
Can you hear the neighbor singing opera? His new hobby. Alright, I was talking about this. The planning side. It's very interesting, so you can write like where you're going, when, with who, what are you doing, and why. Do you even need a why? Then I started to plan already the Japan trip and like all the transport, how much they cost, because that's the biggest expense, for example, Kyoto and around, and then I will do it for Tokyo and so on. Then you have the section of weekends. I already wrote the weekends that we did, so Hong Kong, which date, but then I need to fill up the rest. So same, how to get there, travel guides, travel companions, notes, checklist, memorable moment. But then you have short trip and long trips, which I think it's so cute. For example, long trips is like that. So name of the place, Thailand. When we were there, which kind of transport we took. So we took the plane from Bangkok to Chiang Mai, the bus from Chiang Mai to Pai, like all the transport that we took, travel companions, so all the people that we met during this trip, and the travel guides. Then you can have a checklist for the trip. In this case, I didn't write anything because I'm filling up after the trip. Otherwise, you will write all the checklist and the places that you visited. And then there is a section for maps and notes. And I had some maps printed before we went, so I want to stick it in here, giving all the itinerary of what we did. And then memorable moments. So this is all what I wrote today when I was in the cafe, all the memorable moments from Thailand. And then I will have to do the same. And here you can just put photos or clipping or like receipts and whatever. I don't keep much. We actually been throwing out everything. But I think from now on I want to start to keep some of this stuff. Like if we go to a nice restaurant, or I don't know, like we visit a nice museum or whatever, just keeping the receipts or whatever is like kind of a memory, and just stick it in here. I have it for all the other countries where we've been. I just need to fill it up. But I'm gonna take my time, you know, I'm gonna do it a little bit like time by time. So I think it's a very nice thing. At the beginning I wasn't sure about how to use it. I was actually using my normal agenda where day by day I will write how much we spend for everything. I will write down every single day, every single expenses that we had, because if you remember on the Southeast Asia vlogs, I used to write at the end of each day how much we spend, and that I thought that it was a nice thing both for you to know exactly in the specific how much it costs to travel Southeast Asia, but also for us to keep track of how much money we were spending. So that was all what I was doing while traveling, because it's kind of hard when you vlog every day, also to write here, you know, it was too much. And I was a bit worried that I wouldn't have used this one, because I think it's such a nice diary. And you see in the cover, it's like, you know, this kind of train station timetable. It's a hard cover, it's Moleskine, the brand. But now I feel like, oh yeah, now it's good that I can go back in time and remember the memorable moments, and just have this at home in a drawer, kind of like a sort of diary, but not really a diary, because a diary, I couldn't write it now, of course. So I hope you like these few hours of nice weather where we enjoyed together the sun, etc. We are going to the market after this, and that will be in the next video. So thank you for watching, and see you next time if you want to see some deliciousness food. We are going to the biggest food market that there is in Melbourne. Exciting! See you next time.
But someday when you look back